Hi there folks, it's Shirley Young here from Handmade by Shirley. Welcome to this month's Team Vlog Hop with Team Jazzledazzle. And this time around we are doing fancy fold. So I've decided that I'm going to do a Z fold card. I've got all my pieces cut out here. And I'm using the Peaceful Cabin DSP. I don't think that's quite right, but I'm using this lovely DSP. I'm using some basic black and just basic white, and I'm also doing some fussy cutting and a little bit of stamping. So let's get started. So pop these bits to the side at the minute. As I say, I've got this front Z fold card. I'm just going to give it a little bit of a burnish with all the score lines. So I've already pre-done it just to save time, so the video is not going on for hours and hours. So if you're interested in the sizes, this is a 5 1/4 by, the full card was 11, get my inches right, 5 1/4 by 11, and it was scored at 2, and I'm quite sure it was folded in half anyway at the front here, and to give your Z fold at the front. I've also got the designer series paper, so I decided that I'd use this here because it's a nice kind of scene here, and that is going to be my background for my card. So that's going to go in this part here, like so. And then I've got a couple of bits I've cut out from the other DSP from the same place, and the sort of nice grey background with the stars, and these pieces are going to go on here like so. So we'll just pop these on just now. Unfortunately I don't have any Tombow, so I'm going to have to use this. So this piece of DSP was 10 1/4 by 5 1/4 as well, if you're interested in that. So just put some glue on here. Just move these pieces away for a minute and just pop that on, and you should have a wee border round. Probably making sure the border's straighter at the top, because you're not going to see the bottom as much because it's going to be covered by the other part of the Z fold that goes along the bottom. So you're not going to see that as much. So if you're making this card, that's what I would suggest. Alright, and then I'm going to put these ones, which are 2 and 10/12 by 5 1/2, onto here. Get the glue to come out the bottle. There we go, that's one done. Get this in camera shot. So just using wet glue just to give this, to put this in place so that you can wiggle it into place. Like so. Go. And this one as well. Here we go. That's it. And then you can just fold over again. Just make sure that all the bits are in place. Got a wee bit of stuff from my trimmer. So just give it another wee burnish, just to make sure it's all folded down. So that's your first part. So the next part is I need a part for the bottom so that I can make my Z fold. So I'm going to pop that piece on the bottom, and then I'm going to cover it with some more white and make it look like hills even. So this is, so basically it's the same thing, same scores that you have here. So it's basically the same thing as you do here, but all you do is to get that Z fold shape on the other side is you turn it round, and the longer part goes the opposite side and the scored parts go to the longer side, so it makes that shape and comes out like that. So we're just going to adhere that on. So just pop a little bit of glue. Just let me think. Yeah, I can pop glue on that whole piece. So pop glue on that whole piece at one end, and then just line it up with your card edge. I would just line it up with the DSP and just leave and line it up with your DSP at the bottom as well. And just hold that for a few minutes until that adheres to the card underneath. I've put a wee bit too much glue on because it's squelching out the side. Like that. And don't worry about marks here if you are going to be making this, because we'll be covering it with a nice layer of white, basic white. So then the next thing to do is to then pop this bit on here, and then it will fold flat. So just pop a little bit of glue actually on here, on the card, this part here, and then just bring this down and bring that over. And that should get it in the right place. And I have got a few bits of glue everywhere, so I'm just going to kind of wipe that off at the side with a wee bit wipe. Don't worry about it too much, but it does, don't let it stick in there either. And there we go. So that's your Z fold part. Now we're going to decorate it now. So I've got fussy cut a little bit from the DSP of the little cabin, and I'm going to, just to reinforce that, I'm going to stick it onto a bit of white and then cut round it, because it's too flimsy to go on as it is, because the DSP isn't as thick as our basic white card or as the cardstock. So I'm just going to stick it onto there to reinforce that, and then I will cut round it properly. I'm not leaving it like that, it's a bit messy like that. And then also that to the side. I've got some more basic white, which I thought I could do a couple of sort of like snowy hills. So all I need to do is just get the curve and just get it to kind of sit in like that as a kind of guideline. Sorry if I'm off camera. So I've got that kind of guideline, and what I want to do is I want to cut it with, not these my snips. I want to just kind of cut it and make it like hills in the snow, kind of going up and down. So just curve it up and down like that, all the way along, like so. And you can, obviously, you can tweak it and make it a bit different if you think it's not looking quite how you want it, but I think that's quite nice. So I am going to just fold the bits that I try and keep it straight, and then I'm going to fold that one back because I want that to go around the same bit. That was why I was saying you don't need to worry so much about the glue squirting out, and obviously I'll need to cut it at the end. But I've now made a kind of snowscape scene, and that I think looks much better like so. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out this shape from the cabin, because I want that to go onto part of the bit that I'd made my hills. So I'm just going to cut around into that a wee bit more, and just if you just let your paper move and keep your scissors obviously not still, because you obviously need to cut, but your paper really should move, not your scissors, when you're cutting. That's what I've found anyway, and I do a lot of fussy cutting, I do like it. So just keep your paper kind of moving and just go round that bit that you've initially cut out, and that will be able to go on to this part of your card. So it just gives it a wee bit of stability, because as I say, the DSP is quite thin and it would probably be too thin to sit on the card. So now I also want to put, so this is the kind of thing I'm going to be doing. So that will go in there and that will go in there. I'll have to cut the end off, and then I want to pop the wee house just here, and then I want to pop a sentiment or two on as well. So I'm thinking I might pop some of these trees on to this wee bit of DSP. Oh, actually I've got another bit here, not DSP, onto this piece of white card, just so we can have a few trees in the background. So I'm just fussy cutting out from the DSP, and I'm going to back these on as well. So as I say, just keep moving the paper when you're fussy cutting. I tend not to move the scissors, it's the DSP that I use, or the whatever paper I'm using that I cut it out with. piece we can just go in and cut round like so. I'm just going to cut along there just now, like that, because I'm thinking I might have to put a few wee bits in there and a couple in there. So I'm going to just separate these two, and I'm just going to cut round that a bit more, and then round that a bit more. Bit more into here just to make it a bit more realistic. If you've got dies, obviously you could use similar thing. You could use the dies if you don't want to fussy cut. But I don't have the dies, and I like fussy cutting, so I don't mind. So that's one lot of trees, and then we'll do the same with this wee drop here. Just go around a bit like that. Probably can hear me deep breathing. I noticed that on one of my videos the last time. I thought, oh no, that sounds awful. All I can hear is me breathing. But I think it's just because I'm so near to the microphone of the camera that anyway, not to worry. At least I'm still alive. That's good. Right, so I've kind of, that one's a bit, doesn't cut into quite as well. Right, that's fine, that's fine. So I've got this bit, keep that up there, and I've got this bit. Now let's see if these will fit onto there actually. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue these onto there as well and cut them out. So I don't need that bit just now. So we'll just glue these on. So just glue that up there. You can cut more into them once they're on the card as well, if you want them to look a bit more like they're not square trees, but they're actual trees. Like that. Just put that slightly further down, like so. Go. Right, so just fussy cut into them. Oh, I'll do this one first because give that a wee minute to dry. So just pop scissors round the same bits. I know it seems a bit of a faff, but I just feel it stabilises the fussy cut. I mean, of course, you don't need to do this at all. You could actually put a snowman on or something and cut him out, but or her out, whatever. I just thought I would do this. And you could put a snowman on it or snowflakes. Okay, so that's another piece done. I think that's a bit. Okay. do. And then this piece here, I'm just going to cut that bit off at the bottom. Not too long. There we go. Right. So the next thing I want to do is to put this piece on now. So that's going to be slightly over at the end there. So we need to just chop that piece off. Just get that. Oh, that still hasn't come off. So I just chop that piece off there. There we go. And then if I just stick that on, so I'm just going to use some tape pen this time. I'm not going to use, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put the tape pen onto here, like so. So I'll put this piece on, as I say, here. Got it in camera shot, yep. And then before I tape it down at the opposite side, if I get the thing open, I'm going to just tape it a wee bit more here. I just didn't want to commit to doing that at the minute. There we go. So just put that piece on now, and then we will pop the next bit down. So if we do it, we hold it down flat a bit. My head's in the camera, sorry folks. Then we pop the next piece on, like so. That should work, hopefully. I hope it's going to work. It should do, yep. And then we find the last piece here, and we just tape that down. You could do it with glue, but I think it's easier with this. It's quicker, much quicker. And that's that. Now, I just want to obviously chop this bit off as well, because we don't want that extra. There we go. So that's made your kind of like snowy theme there. Okay. And the next thing I want to do is, my folds are a bit out of, yeah, no worries. Just kind of fold it down. My folds are a bit out. Just go back round and just go round with your bone folder and just make sure they're creased and in the right place. Okay, that's fine. And then what I want to now do is pop these bits that I've glued. So I'm going to pop the wee house here, just roughly here. So I'm going to pop this on with, oh, that's the wrong thing, some dimensionals on the back. It's funny, I'm all fingers and thumbs. I don't know why. I'm not sure why. And let's see, I should have a smaller dimensionals. That's good because I need a few of them as well. There's one there. Pop that on there. And I'm going to pop another one onto here. There we go. And just give it a wee kind of, just pull it back and forth a bit. I'm going to just cut that off. There we go. And then, oh, that wants to come off already. Right, so I'm going to just pop this on here. Probably there actually. There we go. And then I'm going to put some more dimensionals on the back of these ones. So I'll just quickly do that as well. To do a couple of smaller ones as well. And a couple of more. One there. One there. Oh, that needs to go over a bit. And one more, I think, on the top. Right. Right, I'm going to pop, I think, some here. And we'll put some here. Probably didn't need all these bits at the top. Silly me. Don't put the bits at the top because you don't need them. So right, so let's have a look. Let's just see. So we pop that on there, like that. Doesn't need one. And then if we pop that's what happens when you've got no nails. Oh, I don't think that looks very tree-like there, so I'm just going to cut into that one a bit more. It doesn't look very tree-like. And then I'm just going to put, I'm trying to think what would look nicer. I'm not really happy with these actually. I'm going to take them off. Sorry folks, don't like the look of them. Let's see, what can we do? So what we could do is we can just put our nice sentiment on which says may your season be merry and bright. No, I'm not happy with those trees. They weren't very nice, I didn't think. So I'll just pop this wee, I can get that bit off there, onto here. A couple of sentiments. Just hold it for a few minutes. There we go. It's a bit smudged, never mind. And then I'm going to put another one at the other side from this Joyful Holly set. I don't know if that one's still, if that's retired. I'm using that one. So this now says A Joyful Christmas to You, and I'm just going to pop that on this bit here. There we go. There we go. And I've still got a couple of wee last minute things just to do. So I'm just going to put some splats of Stella just to give it a bit of snow. I'll do a bit in here. Well, and then a couple of gems, and that'll be me done. So let's see what gems we've got. I can use. I'm just going to use some rhinestones. And I've got a little pokey tool here, and I'm just going to pop there. And one here at this side. And let me see, I might pop another one at this, no, two here, I think, and two at this side, and that's it. That'll be my... Actually, I just thought I might put some Wink Stellar on here, just round the house. Just on the roof, there, and at the bottom here, a little bit on the bottom here, and that's my fancy fold card. So I hope you've enjoyed this, and thanks for watching. And if you check out the other people who are doing it in my team who are doing the hop, click onto their links down below and you can see how they've done their cards. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye for now.